Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
Welcome to Patriots Touchback Podcast.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to the Patriots Touchback Podcast. It's your host, Carl, here. We are back. Officially, NFL season is literally right on our doorstep now. DJ Ferrero, Luke, Nick, and Henry. We've got the whole gang with us on for this show, and we got an action-packed show tonight. We have got to talk about the 53-man roster. We also have our preview of the up-and-coming game against those pesky fish in the Miami Dolphins. Make our predictions, and we also have our Pick'em League as well, all made by Nick. First of all, gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Great. Looking forward to the first game to get started. Can't wait for Dolphins.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can I make a point?
Go on.
A dolphin's a mammal, it's not a fish.
Sorry, say again?
A dolphin's a mammal, not a fish.
That's a fact.
DJ, have you got the erect button out there somewhere?
Yeah.
Let's go. Sorry.
Mute.
Okay, so let's start off. So we have had the 53-man roster cut down. There was some notable players that got cut, which we were a little bit surprised of. DJ, we will start with you. Who was your most surprising cut and why?
Finally, first of all, just like to say, thanks to finally we get into football season, 5 days away to NFL kickoff. Well, we got the Rams and the Bills on Thursday night, but the Pats they go live on Sunday. So my surprise cut was surprisingly enough is the coverage specialist Justin Bethel. I thought Bill was a very one of the surprising moves. I mean, he was a veteran, and he kind of delivered in that special teams side of things, plus covering and safety as well. He then, I think a couple of days ago, he actually signed for the Dolphins, which was, again, surprisingly, another thing. So that was probably one of my standout players that I thought was a bit of a eyebrows in, like, kind of move what I wouldn't have probably gone for. Another thing that I've kind of noticed as well, we've only gone for 2 tight ends this year. So we actually cut all the other tight ends like Asiasi and Keane. That were the main 2 that we can think of. And we just gone in with John Smith and Hunter. Surprisingly, to see what we're going to do there. We're going to go revert back to the 2 tight end formations that we used to do with Gronk and Hernandez. So that's surprising enough, and to see where we go in that perspective as well. And then we've also got the wide receivers as well, where I think we're kind of cutting it close to and short in regards to wide receivers. I mean, I think we've only gone with 5 this year, where I would have thought we might have gone with 6. Obviously, Jordan Humphrey, I thought deservingly had a place there, but for some reason or other, we just didn't take him in. I think we signed him to the practice squad as well the next day. But yeah, I think it's just kind of short on wide receiver stance as well from my perspective.
Luke, we'll move on to you. Any notable absentees that you think we should have kept hold of the 53-man roster?
Yeah, I think I can't disagree with anything DJ said. I think the players that Justin Bethel was top of my list, definitely. I would have thought we'd have kept a 3rd tight end. I'd assumed Asiasi. But I suppose the surprise cut to bring a new name to the table is Kevin Harris. I had drafted him in my Dynasty Football League, hoping that he would be the guy that would carry the load. Not this year, but in the future. He'd be the long-term replacement maybe for Damian Harris as the accomplice to Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield, getting the majority of the carries. He's still on the practice squad, but he didn't really impress as well. So it kind of seems to me that if they're happy to cut him, then they don't really see much in him. So he was kind of my surprise at the start. I just assumed that he was going as a 6th-round running back, 6th-round guard, or 6th-round wide receiver. They can be cut, but running backs tend to get taken a bit lower down in the draft. So I was kind of I was assuming he was just gonna make it, really, and I was surprised regardless of his performance in camp.
Nick, what about you?
I agree with DJ. I was surprised that Bethel was cut. I was more surprised. Well, not surprised. I was happy that Bledsoe made the 53. I think the way he was getting performances done in camp the first 2 weeks, there was a lot of positive comments coming out from camp about him. So I'm glad he made it. There was a few dark horses that were they going to make it, were they not? Hambright, I believe, was one of them that was on the cusp. I can't disagree with Luke either. You know, Harris is a surprise, but I guess, you know, we move forward with what we've got. So I can't add any more than these two have already said. I agree with both comments, really.
Henrik, do you concur, or have you got different opinion on the cuts?
Yeah, I would have probably mentioned Justin Bethel as a surprise cut because he seemed to be a regular special team player. And of course, Kevin Harris, a bit of a slight surprise, 6th-round pick. So you cannot be, like Luke said, they saw what they had in him, and the level was just not there. So might as well just let him go. So just a small surprise. I guess I was surprised we let go of JJ Taylor and Terrence Mitchell, Cameron McGrone. Those are the 3 other players that was a bit surprising. All 3 of them. Terrence Mitchell, thought he was going to be part of the team. He's not good enough. He might be because the Patriots signed with the practice squad, but he's not going to be a feature. He's not good enough. So that's how it is with some players. And Cameron McGrone, I'd hope he was something of a player in the league who could contribute, make tackles, start a few games, and contribute to the special teams. But he as well, I mean, not good enough. And JJ Taylor I was surprised because I'm not surprised that he was cut in terms of how good of a quality player he is. I don't think he's that good. But I was a bit surprised that they didn't keep him as depth. So Taylor being not playing for the Patriots, it's a bit of a surprise for me. I would say, but yeah, I concur with. I don't think anyone has said anything that's controversial, so I have to agree with what you've said, Luke, Nick, and DJ, and I'm sure you're not going to disagree, Carl.
No, I concur with the rest of the group as well. I think I'm not going to say who got cut. I'm going to say there was some surprise additions to it. Sam Roberts, who did really, really well in pre-season. Let's say that there's a lot to like about he was a 6th-round pick, okay? He's well built. He's got impressive initial quickness out of his stance. He plays with a good power level to shoot into gaps. He has physical tools on him. You also look at Carl Davis, who also made the 53-man roster. I look at his 2 gapping and block eating abilities. He is a real true nose tackle over the center. They are too good of a system fit to let walk out the door. So if you look at our defensive tackle position, the defensive line of Lawrence Guy, Carl Davis, and Darren Gottschalk, that would be very, very stout against the run for me. Devin Asiasi, I was a little bit surprised we let go. I wasn't surprised we let go of Dalton Keene. That was definitely going to happen. But Devin Asiasi, I thought he just didn't produce the way he thought he might do. And this, unfortunately, I will have a little bit of a whinge here, is an indictment on Belichick when he is the GM. Because he double dipped at the tight end position in 2020 with Devin Asiasi and then Dalton Keene, and they both flopped massively.
Yeah.
But do you blame him though? Would you blame him on the way?
I'll say this. I'll just quickly say this. I think they're a disappointment, and that reflects badly on Belichick. But I don't blame Belichick, but the responsibility lies with the front office.
I think that's more the player injury prone, not because he's not been able to produce the caliber of what the player is. He's just that. I don't know. I just think I don't think he would have fit into the Patriots scheme. However, we would have wanted to use him. One, because he's too injury prone. We've gave him 2 solid years. He's not been able to keep fit. Same as McGrone. I honestly believe he's not been back to par as he was when he tore his ACL. That's where I think that the team believes that he's not going to be able to bring what he did in Michigan to the defensive scheme of middle linebackers that he did in Michigan because of that. I don't know if it's because of he's not 100% fit back, or I believe he did struggle in that preseason games that he did give an opportunity to. The same as Asiasi, I think he's not performed up to par. Again, is it because he can't cope with the NFL level, or is it because he's just still banged up? That's my honest views and opinion on him. It's not because I think we've given 2 solid years, same as Keane, 2 solid years. Well, I don't think they've developed in players that we thought that Bill thought they could. So I see where a lot of fans saying, "Oh yeah, what was Asiasi? What third round pick was he?"
They were both thirds.
Keane?
Yeah, they were both thirds.
I see where the fans are coming to, but we've made much worse picks than Asiasi and Keane, to be honest, in first round picks.
True.
I think they're up there. There's some of the worst. You've 5 catches for 28 yards, I think, in 2 years between both of them. I think it's
that speaks.
You're not going to find another Gronk if you're looking for that.
No, but still.
No, and it's not like they were like productive in the blocking as blockers either. They're pass catching tight ends, the 2 of them. That's what they were drafted for. And
I'm going to say this: they have contributed nothing. It reflects badly on them as players, not being able to play regularly or make blocks or catches, and at the same time, it was not a good job by the Patriots front office to spend these 2 picks on these 2 tight ends in the 3rd round, because they should have known better. They should have found better talent or players who had was stronger mentally.
This is what
or more
is
injury
reflecting.
free, just to say that.
This is reflecting what Carl said, like having Bill as a GM rather than him just focusing on the head coach stance of things. Let the GM do the drafting and blah blah blah. This is where I think it's fallen a lot on Bill as well, where he's taken too much on. He's what, 70 odd years old. You need to.
Bill runs it with an iron fist. I know Henrik said about not blaming Bill, blaming the front office, but Bill is the front office. He runs that side. You know, nothing happens at the New England Patriots without Bill's say so.
But I think it's time to change that now.
Oh, I don't. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just saying that, you know, I was taking the point that Bill has ultimate control, and maybe he's proved with everything that he's done that, you know, he can do that. But I think time is beginning to catch up with him, and he can't do everything. So
I
I
guess-
did talking about Asiasi. Something you don't see. Fair play to Asiasi's old man, Dave, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He sent out a tweet thanking Belichick, thanking the Patriots for giving his boy a chance. And how often do you see that? And I
That's
think
real classy.
It's
that's
classy.
the sort of
classy.
thing that Bill does look for in a player. It's not just his ability on the field; it's what he brings to the franchise off the field and his character and his attitude. And I think that sometimes Bill puts too much value in that rather than the on-field performances.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, in regards to the
That's a
play
fair.
himself,
That's a fair.
I really do.
That's a fair criticism, Nick. I have to say.
I really hope he does well in the Bengals and he does get through to that 53-man squad and see some time on the field. But I personally don't think he will. But
I'd just like to add this, okay? So he drafted Asiasi Keane in 2020 draft. That year was very, very heavy when it came to the tight end position. I'll give you a prime example. You had Cole Kmet that came out of Notre Dame. You had Adam Troutman that came out of Dayton. You had Bryson Hopkins came out of Purdue. Hunter Bryant out of Washington. Harrison Bryant out of Florida. And then you had Albert Okweg-Bunam. I'm glad I haven't botched that name, from Missouri. Went to Denver. Thaddeus Moss is actually a free agent. I don't think he's been picked up at all.
He got released.
So
he got released.
He got released. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
But it's that tight end class was known to be. I mean, really, if you look at it, you've got Kmet, who probably hasn't lived up to his first round billing. He's a good player, but he's not a first rounder. And you've got Alberto. I'm not going to try to pronounce his second name.
Well, we're going back to Cole. We're going back to Cole Kmet. He's on the Bears. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I know.
The point is that was known to be a bad tight end class at the time.
That was a decent one, but unfortunately, only really Cole Kmet really has done anything. If you really look at it through a perspective, I think Troutman had some flashes last year a little bit, but nothing to write home about. So, but anyway, yeah. So those are my takes for the 53-man roster. Not many too surprises. I don't think. Obviously, Rodney Pickett's got put to IR, and that's him once again. That's him done for the season.
No one. What happened with him? What was his injury like? They never released anything to say that he got injured on certain aspect, did they? They just put him on IR again. Did anything come out of that?
I think he was coming back from an injury, and I think he may have sustained it. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't, but and they don't. If they do it in the preseason, I don't think they have to declare what it is. The injury is either, unless they volunteer the information. They don't have to put it on an injury report or anything. So I don't think it was reported what it was.
Yeah, but probably if he is not injured, he's just put on IR because you're just not ready yet. Maybe that could be.
Red shirted another year, but
okay. So let's move on now. So Sunday evening here in the UK, 6 p.m. here, 1 p.m. United States time, Eastern time. We have our first game against the Miami Dolphins in Miami, to say the least. Now, before we get started with this, I just like to make it perfectly clear, okay, that the Patriots have flown down to Miami today. They have flown down actually today to get used to the weather. I'm not surprised because it's probably going to be about 80 degrees there with just the heat. At the humidity, you're looking at probably 95 to 100 degrees. So it's not going to be nice weather down there. And the Dolphins will probably do what they usually do best at the start of the season. They'll play their road jerseys on, and we'll end up playing in our blue jersey. Apparently, white doesn't absorb the heat as much as the colors do. Right, Henrik, we are going to start with you. Which had thank you, Dino. Last year was difficult. COVID season they had
last year.
Yeah, we're already aware of that. Okay, Henrik. So. The Dolphins. They have been very, very busy in the off-season, adding numerous pieces. They added Terran Armstead into their tackle position. They got the big speedster by the name of Tyreek Hill from Kansas City. And all I've been hearing in the off-season is how much Tua Tagovailoa is loving throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek Hill is trying to run back to get the ball because Tua's not got a big arm on him, but I digress.
I was going to say, he's only thrown it 40 yards.
But Henrik, we'll start with you. What aspects of the Dolphins team are you looking at which could cause a major problem for us?
To be honest, this is not. I mean, it's the first game, so I'm a bit worried, but I'm much more excited. In general, I'm not too worried about the Dolphins, at least not early in the season. And that's pretty. You might consider it arrogant for a Patriots fan not to be worried about facing the Dolphins away. But to be honest, I have a lot of faith in this team, at least against a team like the Dolphins. They have new good players. Tyreek Hill, without question, one of the best receivers in the NFL. He is great. He catches the ball. He catches the ball in the end zone, touchdown. He catches the ball for a first down. It can be a touchdown. He's the kind of player that can score a touchdown anytime he has the ball. So he's going to cause a lot of trouble for the Patriots defense. We just got a message from Dino Lotti. I'll just say what he writes or she writes. Paying too much attention to Hill could be dangerous. Jalen Waddle is very dangerous himself. Yes, I have to agree with you, Dean. No, Jalen Waddle is pretty good. So him, Tyreek Hill, and Tua is going to cause a lot of trouble for the Patriots secondary. However, we'll get to the score prediction. I'm feeling pretty confident about the Patriots, but however, Tua, he can be a good quarterback in the NFL. I haven't seen that of him yet, but I think he can develop or even establish himself as a good quarterback in the NFL. At the same time, I just don't think he has the quality, and I just don't think he has what it takes to win those. Become a championship quarterback. A quarterback player. I just don't see him as ever going to the Super Bowl or leading a team to the Super Bowl. So in this game, he's going to have to throw the ball. He's going to have to hit the Dolphins receiver every time for the Dolphins to win. In addition to making a lot of huge plays himself, he's probably capable. I'm not sure he's capable of that. So I have respect for the Dolphins, but I'm not afraid of Tyreek Hill catching the ball from Tua. So come at me, guys. Tell me why I should be afraid.
Nick, what do you think? Is that going to cause a problem, or do you think we'll be able to nullify that in some way?
I think Henrik's very brave because Tua and On are going to be on his case. They're going to chuck him down and they'll do all sorts of things to him. Yeah.
No way. We'll see.
Miami, we never do well in Miami, do we? It's is it the weather? I'm hanging my hat on this game as I look at our first 4 games, and are we going to come out 1-3? Are we going to come out 2-2? If we are, we need this game in our win column. But it's a coin flip for me. They've got a new coach. Start of the season, everybody's up, heads are up, backs are up. Let's go. It's what do we say when we talk about our football? It's a banana skin. Go into a certain place. It's a banana skin. The game could go either way for me. I'm not comfortable watching it. I'm not comfortable predicting it. I'd much rather it be week 2 straight away.
Luke, you're nodding your head here. Come on.
Yeah, I give you 2 numbers, 2 and 7. That's our record.
That's how many times we've been in Miami since 2013.
That's it. That is it. Spot on, Carl. Yeah, we're 2-7 in Miami since then. There's a reason we usually play them early in the season as well with the heat. Belichick has brought them down, hopefully to help us out, help the players out and acclimatise. Simon's point there about Waddle catching us out, that's a good one. Somebody else that we need to watch out for too is Cedric Wilson. When we played the Cowboys last year, he's on the Cowboys and he destroyed us. He was probably their best receiver on the day. Now, it was just a simple fact that we've kind of covered the others quite well, but we didn't have the third guy in our secondary to cover a guy like Wilson, who is talented. The last point I want to hit on is our offensive line struggled big time during the preseason. One of the things that we've heard is that Cole Strange kind of needs to work on his strength. He's getting bullied. He's going up against four 300-pounders on the defensive line, the Miami defensive line. You've got Christian Wilkins, you've got Zach Sealer, you've got Raekwon Davis, and you've got John Jenkins. John Jenkins and Raekwon Davis are 330. So like that's what they're going to be going up against. And you've got Emmanuel Ogbah as well. And that's before you even, that's their interior defensive line, essentially, or their three-man front. And then on the outside, then you have an experienced, albeit aging, Melvin Ingram, and you've also got our friend in yours, Trey Flowers as well. So that is a fairly good defensive line and pass rushing force against an offensive line that has struggled. We talked about earlier, we talked about Tom Brady being a bit immobile. Mac isn't exactly mobile either. I think we're going to struggle. One last thing I want to hit on as well, sorry, is it looks like the Dolphins are going quite heavy with their front on the offense as well. They've kept 5 tight ends. Only one of them is a pass catcher in Gesicki. The rest, Durham Smythe, and I can't even remember the names of the others in the Hunter Bryant. Most of them haven't caught passes in the NFL, but they've managed to they've decided that they're keeping 5 tight ends. So that kind of says to me that they're going to be looking to run down the ball down our throats. And what did we do last year? We struggled to stop the run. So I just think they're very strong in all the places that we're weak. And I'll leave it at that. And there's my doom and gloom for you.
There's your doom and gloom. Let's add a bit of sunshine to this. Come on, mate.
Yeah, I can't really contradict anything that the guys have actually mentioned or put on. So my only concern would be, again, who's matching up with Waddle and Hill and CB situation. Is it Mills, possibly Jones? Can they come up to par with the speed that these guys two have? I'm not too worried about Tua. I think he will struggle this year. It's week 1. I think if we would maybe see him in week 5, 6, once he gets a bit more in a rhythm, we might have a bit more of a difficult situation. Going down to Miami is never easy for us. Like you said, it's 2-7. I'm predicting it's going to be closer than what a lot of people are saying. Again, we'll go into predictions down the line, but I think Luke kind of touched there. My solid, I'd say my worry is how that defensive line of the Miami is going to compare against our O-line. They've got a good 3 defensive lines there, so like Strange and Brown are going to have to step up to defend Mac to get that ball out as quick as we can. That was one of Brady's perks. He could get that ball out within 2-3 seconds tops.
Yeah.
Mac, to be honest, in preseason he's been struggling to get that ball out as quick as he can. But yeah, I think it's more I think it's more defensive side. What can we stop them offense for our offense to be able to produce something? Special teams are going to come a lot into play in this game as well. I think for Bill, if we can get a couple of good pumps from Bailey, just pin them back into their 5-10 yard, get them to punt it rather than getting any field goals or converting those touchdowns, then we could be in a good better position. That's my feel for the game at the moment. Again, but like you say, it's week 1. Are we looking at a loss? Possibly. Is it tighter than we were thinking? I'm hoping so.
The difference that I see from last season, how we lost week 1 to Miami last year, obviously fumbling the ball inside Miami's 10, that wasn't good. That was just down to execution. I think the defense last year held Miami off pretty well. Obviously, with the added additions to Tyreek Hill and Terran Armstead, I think it's going to be slightly more difficult. Here's something I will say though. A lot of people say not many people know how to defend Tyreek Hill. Bill Belichick does. What he does very, very well, you have to rewind yourself back to 2018 in the AFC Championship. How did we manage to literally array Tyreek Hill from that game?
Jonathan Jones.
Two cover high shell safety. Jonathan Jones in the slot. Cover him off. Devin McCourty goes over the top. It stops him from going wide. That means Patrick Mahomes has to sit in the pocket a little bit more, try and read it a bit more, try and find Kelsey open, try to find Demarcus Robertson open, try to find Sammy Watkins open. Tua is not Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be spending a lot of time skitting around in the pocket. If Tyreek Hill's not there, he's got to hope that either Waddle or Cedric Wilson or Gesicki gets open, because we've talked so much, about the front 7 and the interior line of the Dolphins. Let's not forget, New England have added some juice and some youth to the linebacking core, and that may be the X factor for us on our defense.
Tua's also mobile on his legs as well.
Tua's also mobile, and that's the thing. If the linebackers can get to the middle and suffocate the pocket, then
which we should have with the speed.
Then the edges can get around. It will make life a lot easier for us. That's how you at least you can't stop Tyreek Hill. He's just impossible. But you can eliminate what he does.
Yeah.
And give Tua Tagovailoa more time in the pocket to try and find reads. If his O-line holds up, he'll get the ball out. But they added Terran Armstead, who is a left tackle. Tua Tagovailoa throws southpaw. So surely your blind side is your right tackle, correct?
Yeah, absolutely correct, pretty much. I'll say that about Tyreek Hill. It's very difficult to stop him in the AFC Championship. The Patriots played against in 2019. He caught a huge pass, 40 yards. That made a huge difference in the game. But besides that, Hill only had one catch in the AFC Championship. So you can limit Tyreek Hill. You can. It's difficult to limit Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but you can limit Tyreek Hill from having a big impact on the game, and you can limit Waddle from having big plays. That's what you can do. They're going to catch passes, gain first downs, probably a touchdown, but that's where they need to be limited. Stopping the Dolphins last season, the Patriots were not able to do. Each time there was a third down for the Dolphins on the first and last drive, they converted and got a first down, and in the end they got a touchdown. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
My bad. Where I was saying, last year we weren't able to stop the Dolphins when we needed to. The defensive line for the Patriots weren't able to stop Tua or the Dolphins running game. That's what's going to have to be different this year. This new coach for the Dolphins, he's promising, Mike McDaniel, but he has inherited a very good team, and he's going to have one of the greatest struggle of his life during 60 minutes. on Sunday against Bill Belichick, because he might have the edge. He might have the lead with the Dolphins, but he has to think of everything in order to defeat Bill Belichick. And if the way I see Bill Belichick, see this a game between Bill Belichick and Mike McDaniel, and the game will be settled on the Patriots defensive line against the Dolphins offense. If the Patriots defensive line can stop short and run, stop the first down, get to Tua, the Patriots will win this game, as they should have last season, except for Damian Harris, like you mentioned, Carl, fumbling. I think he won't be that close this year. I think we'll be in a better shape. But I think I'm worried. I'm concerned about the Patriots for this season, for this game. But I still think, even against the Dolphins, even against in Miami, it's so painful. I just feel like this is one of those games where the Patriots and Bill Belichick will come out on top. If any of this makes sense, I just feel pretty good about Bill Belichick in this game.
Well, we'll put it this way: Bill Belichick's record against first-year rookie head coaches is ridiculous. But it is in Miami, so
Yeah,
this is what you could call a pick'em game here. DJ, just a quick one. So obviously, what can we expect from New England in this game? How are we going to? I'm going to add a position for you to start. The offensive line. How is the offensive line going to be able to protect Mac Jones if the Kyle Shanahan system we put in place, the zone scheme, isn't working? What do we do then? Are we just going to have to just scrap it and go to back our usual tight gap formation that we always do, or are we just going to stick this out?
I think it's this biding time, like you say. I touched base in regards to what Brady used to do. He used to be able to get that ball out quick and fast. I think that's what the O-line need to do. They need to bide him that little extra 1 point of a second extra to be able to go through his routes, to see who's open and bang it to them. If that's obviously, if the O-line if the D-line, is then disrupting our O-line, we need to then obviously look at run into the outside, maybe go around that that defensive line. That's where Stevenson comes into place, because he's got a more rapid, more than Harris, than barging through that front D line. So I think it's more, like you say, Carl Strange. What's his first name? Cole Strange. Cole Strange. Yeah. And Andrews being able to then give that extra protection for Mac to be able to find his open guys. Again, it's down to the wide receivers to get open as well. If they are matched up man to man quite tightly, then who does you really reflect on go to? Mac's not your mobile quarterback that's going to be able to go out of the pocket, and although he has been bit more fast and rapid this year, but I think it's down to our offensive line to stand their ground and be able to manage that defensive line of the Finns to be able to start creating plays and getting moving the ball, moving the chains.
Luke, what about defensively?
What can we do defensively to stop them?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be putting, like you were kind of saying, putting Jonathan Jones, I think, on Tyreek Hill, the cover safety, over the top. I think we're going to have to depend a lot on our secondary. We're going to have to get a good game out of them. I think we're going to struggle. So I really don't think that there's much that we can do. I do think that we have, there are some good players in that secondary. I just don't think that there are Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill type talents in our secondary that are equal in their position or even relatively close to. Jalen Waddle's probably one of the top slot receivers, and he was only a rookie last year. And then you've got Tyreek Hill, who is going to he's Tyreek Hill. He's one of the best. He's one of the best in the NFL. We have a lot of number 2 and number 3 corners. We have some good depth there. Our number 4 and 5 corner in Sean Wade and the Jones brothers, the rookies, are probably better than some other teams' ones, but we just don't have that top end talent. And that's me telling you how we're not going to stop them rather than how we are going to stop them. But unfortunately, that's how I feel.
Okay. Right. Let's go around the table then. Let's make our score predictions. Nick, we'll start with you first, mate. What is your prediction?
I have gone for a Patriots win, 23-20.
Very close indeed. Henrik?
Patriots win 17-21.
DJ?
I've gone for, Dolphins win, 23-21.
Okay.
Luke?
I'm going ultra pessimistic. I'm going Dolphins win 24-17, but we score a touchdown late on. Garbage time touchdown.
17-14, did you say?
24-17.
Oh, 24-17.
Yeah, but it's a garbage time touchdown that we get.
Shit.
Come on, you're the one.
I'm sitting more towards
Not
what DJ is.
your heart says, not what your head says.
You guys, DJ, you need to calm down.
What? You got to view things how we're seeing it for this season. Next season it'll be a different ball game, I'm telling you.
Of course, but no, Mike McDaniel, he's gonna struggle. This is gonna be the toughest game for him this season. So you got to see this. The Patriots.
I just wish the best for Mac this year. It's going to be hard, tough on him.
Yeah, same.
Really
Okay,
true.
I've made my prediction. Dolphins win 17-10.
Jesus,
it's going to be a low scoring. It's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think
battle.
This is going to be a trench battle. Who can win in the trenches? Who can turn the ball over? Well, not who can turn over the ball over most times. We don't want Mac Jones to turn the ball over at all. But I want to praise Hope, but as Luke already pointed out, we 2-7 since 2013. The last time we beat them was 2019, where we shut them out 43-0. But that was when they were just, when they were fish bait, frankly. So,
well, I'll say this: if the Patriots are going to win, Mac Jones is going to have to have a great game. I'm sorry, Nick. If the Patriots are going to win the game, Mac Jones is going to have to convert a lot of first downs, third downs, and maybe fourth down. But it's up to Belichick to prepare the team. And I just think he has the edge over Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel has a lot of talent, but it's going to be. I see it's going to be difficult for him. So I think you guys, Luke and DJ and Carl here, I don't get it. You're wrong, but we'll see.
I hope we're proved wrong. That's the thing. Okay,
yes.
Nick. You obviously created this little prediction league, so I'm going to hand the floor over to you. We've already had the Dolphins Patriots picks, and now we have got another 5 games which you picked out for our pick'em league. So just go through our rules and then go through all the games, and we will go around the horn and make our picks. Floor is yours.
Okay, so it works in the fact that you will get 6 games a week that we'll pick the scores on. If you get the winning team right, you get a point. If you get the correct result, you'll get 3 points. And then there's 2 bonus points on offer for various different targets in a particular game. This week, your 2 bonus points are awarded for picking the highest scoring quarter in a game and nailing the longest field goal by distance. You can't just say Justin Tucker, that's cheating. So, for example, while we're on the New England game, I've got a highest scoring quarter of the third quarter, and I've got the longest field goal being 51 yards. If I nail all that correctly, that's 6 points, but I'm thinking I might only get one.
Have we all got that?
What would you like me to repeat?
No,
I got
we
you.
don't. We
I got
don't
you.
have time. We don't have time on this podcast. Okay. So,
Going to repeat all of it again.
Pick your winning team, pick your score, and we'll talk about the bonus points every week because they'll change every week.
Out of the 6 games, yeah, that we said.
Out of the 6 games that I'm going to pick every week.
All
We're
right.
starting.
All right.
We're starting easy this week. So
all right.
Let's get to it.
Are you writing all this down? Because I won't remember what I'm picking.
I've got it. It's all right. Game 1, the Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams, Thursday night. DJ.
This is at the Bills, yeah?
Nope.
It's at
No,
the Rams.
it's at the Rams. All right.
It's in SoFi.
I'm going 14-17. Rams.
2 Rams.
That is low scoring. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Carl.
a defensive battle, man. Those 2 defenses.
Carl, give me yours.
He's thinking.
34-28 Rams.
What the? 34 points on open night.
Luke.
35-31 Rams.
What?
35-21.
31. 35-31 Rams.
Last but not least, Henrik.
38-31 Rams.
We're going to be close, so Henrik. We're very close to the score. Great minds. Great minds.
I agree.
I haven't gone Rams. I'm the only one that's gone Bills. 2017. Right. Game 3. Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. I've got Minnesota to win 24-20. DJ.
I go Packers 23-7.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You think Kirk
Yep.
Cousins is really going to shit the bed? So, excuse my language. Is going to
Yep.
defecate the bed that badly?
I think so this year.
I'm with you.
Luke.
I'm going Packers 27-14. Not quite as extreme, but yeah, they're going to win and it's going to be easy.
Yes, I'll go. I think Kirk Cousins is average, and at times he sucks, but not as much as DJ thinks he sucks. So I'll go 27-23 Packers.
Does anybody remember what happened to the Packers in week 1 last year?
I do, and that's why I picked the Vikings.
And that's where I'm going on that one. 27-24
Thank you.
Vikings.
27-24.
Yeah. We'll be close, but I think Vikings will get it done.
I doubt it.
Game 4, Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. I've gone Chargers 32-27. Luke?
I've gone Chargers 27-24. I think this is a coin flip. If it was being played in the Death Star, then it would be the other way around. So yeah, Chargers 27-24.
Carl?
Where is it being played at? At SoFi or at
SoFi.
LA.
It's in SoFi. It won't make much difference anyway because the Raiders fans will just overrun the stadium anyway.
That's true.
I like the Chargers better defensively. I'm going to say 28-21 Chargers.
DJ.
I'm going. JC Jackson's injured though, isn't he?
He is, yes.
I'm going
Oh,
26-20. Chargers 26, Raiders 20.
Last but not least, Henrik.
Yeah, the fact that J.C. Jackson is out, that leads me to believe that Josh McDaniels and the Raiders will take this 31-30 Raiders.
We have a lone wolf.
A lone wolf.
Put them.
I really, this one is the biggest coin flip.
That.
Hold on. I can speak about this game as well. No, I think this is a coin flip. I think they're two great teams. Somehow the Raiders will get this.
Right. Move on to game 5. Luke, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry World.
Bucks 28, Cowboys 10. I don't believe in Dak, and I don't believe. I think Zeke is finished, and I think Zeke was finished about 2 years ago as well.
DJ.
I'm going. I think the Cowboys top the Bucks this year. I'm going to go 28-24.
Carl?
Oh, I don't want to go against Tom Brady. I don't.
That
But
O-line.
That O-line's living
Week
daylight
1.
out of me. Please don't do this to me. Cowboys 30, Bucks 27.
Nice.
Henrik.
28-24 Buccaneers.
Game 6. Last game of the week. Denver Broncos at the Seattle Seahawks. Henrik, straight back to you again.
Cheers. This is an easy victory for the Broncos. 31-13 Broncos.
Carl.
24-6 Broncos. You got Geno Smith at quarterback. Sorry, you don't. That doesn't entice me at all. It entices a pick 6 incoming, but it doesn't entice me for what you else you're going to throw at me.
Yeah.
Luke.
Seahawks lose 35-3. 35-3. Yeah, I just think like you're
35-3. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oilers fans won't be happy with you with that scoreline.
Yeah. be less obvious about your tanking if you're, going for Geno at your.
DJ.
I've got Broncos 27-13.
Okie dokie. Right. So that's all our scores into the boxes. What we'll do is, rather than go through messing around now with the bonus points, we'll send if you send me those over on the chat, I'll just fill them in as and when over the next day or two. Just get me them by Thursday.
Cool.
So you just pick in those 6 games that we've got, you're just picking which quarter has the highest score combined, and then you're just picking the distance to the longest field goal.
Okay, we'll send it to you in due course. Thank you, Nick, for your random league. In brackets, no one knows what the hell we're doing. So,
Yeah, boy.
I might win then. I might win.
If you're-
Just for reference, I didn't give my scores for those last two games. I'm going Denver 28-15 in the last game, and Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay to win 35-20. So just for historical reference.
Okie dokie.
Good to know.
Okay, we will
Okie
leave it
doke.
at that then.
All right.
Right.
Let's move on to what really matters. How do you think the Patriots are going to go this season? What's your record prediction? I want to hear. Let's start with Mr. Carl Brooks. Come on, let's go. What's the record the Patriots? You earlier said 11-6, I believe.
10-7, he said.
Right. I originally said 11-6, but the way I think we've seen so far in pre-season, I am slightly concerned to say the least.
Yes.
Just bear with me a second because I want to try and see if I can do this properly. Might be able to. Bear with me a minute. Carry on talking amongst yourself, guys.
All right, DJ. In the end, 17 games. What do you think the Patriots' record is going to be? Do they reach the playoffs? Do they reach the Super Bowl?
I'm going 9-8, and we'll make a wild card.
Great. Luke.
7-10.
Wow, it's going to be a hard season, guys. It's going to
Get
be a lot of
get the hell out of this stream, will you?
2 seconds now. Can I justify it at least, right? At a really high overall level.
No. Sorry. Go ahead, Luke.
At a really high overall level, we had an okay team last year. We've lost our best cover corner, and we didn't improve our defensive line, which was a big struggle for us to stop the run last year. So I think overall our team has gotten worse. The AFC is absolutely stacked. I actually think our team is okay. I think it's if this was last season or the season before, I'd say, yeah, we'd probably get 9 or 10 wins. But it's just we're against the AFC and we're going up against these like super teams, and we're not a super team. Wow, there's about 8 teams that could win the AFC, and we aren't one of them. So yeah, that's my reasoning.
I was going to say that's great analysis. Terrible. It makes me feel terrible, but I'll take
I know. Think of the draft. Yeah. Think of the draft.
I was going to say that, but I mean, it's too early to think about that. How miserable is football life? That's
I'm normally quite positive about it. I just think this year, I think it's get us to next year, and we'll have tons of cap room, and I'll be happy, and I'll be singing and dancing. But I just not this year.
Absolutely. Carl, you got your prediction now?
I did try to bring the schedule up. But unfortunately, it's failed. So I'm just now leaking. I'm going to say we're going to go 10-7. My original plan at the preseason was 11-6, but after what I've witnessed, I don't think that's the case. I think 10-7. I'll also say this as well. We will sneak a wild card, but it will depend on 2 certain teams. That's the Steelers and the Ravens. Any losses over them via a tiebreaker, and we won't get in with 10-7.
Yeah.
And so I look at that, because if you look at the divisions, I see the winner coming out the AFC South, and that's about it. The AFC West, I mean, you could make an argue all 4 of them could get in there, so that could be problematic. Yeah. AFC East, we know the Bills, they'll go through, they'll win the division. Dolphins are level-headed with us, so they may get in, they may not. It will come down to the AFC North. The Browns, by the time Deshaun Watson comes back, they're toast. By the time Cincinnati, I've got retaining, because I think they've tooled up their O-line. They're so much better now than what they were last year, especially on the offensive line. So it just comes down into the Steelers and the Ravens. The Ravens are a very run-heavy team, and the Steelers, well, they got Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. it's an upgrade to Big Ben, but I don't know about them. That they're going to get dragged kicking and screaming to an over 500 record, but it just depends if they can actually get in or not. I think it's those two games, week 2 and week 3, when we play the Steelers and the Ravens. If we can get, I'd say if we actually beat the Ravens in week 3, I think we'll get the wild card, because I think the Steelers, I don't think will get there. I think they will slip up down the line. But yeah, I've got 10-7. Sorry if I was rambling a bit.
It's all right. It's very interesting, Carl. So, Nick, what do you say? DJ and Carl, they think we have a shot at the playoffs. Me and Luke. Well, Luke, no chance. Who are you going with there? What's your prediction?
I'm happy to say, well, I'm happy in my assessment. I'm fairly certain we are not going to the playoffs. Sorry, boys, we're not. DJ picked 9 and 8. I'm going the other way around. I'm going 8 and 9.
Yeah.
If week 5 through 12, if we nail 6 and 0, that still leaves us trying to find 2 wins from the rest of the season, and we're relying on. I think the only two wins I can see are Miami twice. So I think 8 and 9. If DJ's going 9 and 8, I'm going to go 8 and 9. I can't do it. I can't give it anything else.
Nick, I think, like, on an overall level, I think the team is good. I just think the opposition is so strong. And I just think
too many good teams at the moment.
That if we were in the NFC and we were playing the NFC, I would be there with the 10 or 11 wins. I think the team is good enough for that. I just think
the other teams have improved a bit more than what we have, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think at best we've stayed level. I actually think we probably dropped off a bit because we lost a few players, and I don't think we really got anything high end that's going to make us improve. And I just think the rest of the AFC teams have just improved so much.
Yeah.
When you
I think key for us is to probably beat Miami and Jets twice.
Well, let me say my
that would be the
prediction here before we speculate too far ahead here, guys. My issue here is not with DJ. I don't have an issue with what you're saying, DJ or Nick. I don't see us getting into the playoffs, Nick. There's no way, but I see us getting 9 wins. 9 and 8, still not good enough for the playoffs. I think we the first 4 games, they matter a lot. I'll be happy if we're 2-2. I'll be surprised if we win more than 2 games. I see us beating the Dolphins, as you know, and I also see us beating the Steelers and struggling against the Ravens and the Packers. So that's just how it is. But then again, you know what? I think we're an okay team that can also be good. So maybe we win the first 4 games. We kill the Dolphins.
No.
We murder the Steelers. We beat up the Packers. And let me finish. We beat up the Ravens, and then we destroyed Green Bay. It can happen, 4-0. And then, you know what else can happen? We can lose the next 13 games. Go 4-13. That's how it is. But the Patriots...
Two things I need to stress about here. First of all, we are not beating the Packers in Lambeau Field. It's a hard place to go. It's a hard
most
place.
likely. All I'm saying, I'll take those. Although I say I think the Patriots will only win 9 games, I'll justify myself each week and say the Patriots will win each week. That's probably how it's going to go. I'm going to convince myself there's a chance, but you never know. I know. But hey, before we take off for the night, it's been great. I'm just going to say who I think goes to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are not going to go to the Super Bowl. I want to hear if you have any Super Bowl predictions or not. Doesn't matter. To me, I think the best teams, the best team will be Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Kansas City Chiefs. The score will be closer than last time. The Buccaneers win 31-17 against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my prediction. I'll see you in February.
See you later, mate.
I'll bet you 100 quid right here, right now, that the Patriots are not going 4-0 or 3-1 in the first 4 games. 100 quid right here, right now.
I'll have a think about it, but I cannot commit, my friend. I'll think about it.
You have to commit by Sunday. You have to commit by kickoff
Sure.
Sunday.
That's fair enough. That's a fair bet.
First 4 games.
I did say anything can happen, but most likely it will not. 4-0 most likely will not happen. But stranger things have happened in the NFL. The Jets, they've gone to the AFC Championship once or twice the last 20 years. That's crazy, right?
Luke's just trolling us right now on the private chat. Okay, so they can get out of it. Right. Okay, so my Super Bowl is a little bit more different. I actually think that the Bills will actually get there this time
and lose.
They will. No, yes.
That's all I needed to hear.
They are going to lose to. Why do I get the suspicious feeling the Rams are going to end up doing it again? Why do I get the suspicion that for the first time since 03-04 that a team's actually going to win back to back? Why do I feel that?
I think so. I think the NFC is fairly weak, and I think that they'll go. There's a few. Obviously, there's good teams in there, but the Packers probably aren't a Super Bowl team this year. They're still a very good team.
Yes,
they're not a Super Bowl team. They're probably they might even get to the NFC Championship game.
The NFC have 3 teams: Packers and Rams and Buccaneers. That's it. One of them will go to the Super Bowl.
I feel like the AFC.
I spoke off camera and I said the New Orleans Saints may have a chance. Their defense is underrated, and I'll say this now.
I'll bet you 100 quid that doesn't happen. Patriots going 4-0 is more likely.
What the Saints make of the Super Bowl? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
I'll agree with on this, but here's why I'll put the Saints forward. Okay, if you look at what happened with Jameis Winston last year, they were 5-2, I think it was.
They were pretty good.
Winston was playing really, really well. He wasn't turning the ball over like we know he used to, and then he went down with a torn ACL. As soon as he went down, the Saints literally flopped. They missed out on a wild card by 1 game. If Winston stays fit and healthy, and not only that, you look at their receiving core was actually pretty poor last year.
Yeah.
Now you look at their core. Michael Thomas returns. They got Chris Olave, the speedster out of Ohio State. They got they've got some good receivers out there. Yeah. And I think, not to mention as well, you still got Alvin Kamara running back.
No, I do agree with
Sean Payton.
Yeah, no Sean Payton. But do not underestimate New Orleans Saints, I guess, is the message here. And I think that's fair. But are you seriously going Buffalo Bills, the New Orleans Saints? Super Bowl?
I'm going. No. I said the Saints could be a dark horse, but I think they will miss it. So I'm going to say Bills Rams.
Yes, Rams winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's poison. Both of those teams. If the Bills wins, that's sad for the whole of AFC East. If the Rams win, it sucks because they're also a good team. They'll say a lot of stupid things like they used to say before 2001. That's the Rams. They got inferiority complex. So, but anyways.
That's the Cowboys. That's the Cowboys fans, not the Rams. What do you
want? Marshall Faulk. That's the 2 words. Marshall Faulk. He's still bitter.
Yes, that guy. He never quits. He never quits with his Patriots prejudice. Unbelievable.
I'll do mine really quickly, guys. I'm the exact same as Carl. I think Rams and Bills with the Rams to do it again, if not replace the Bucks with the Rams. But I think it's the Rams.
Yeah, both of yours are a good prediction. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. I was thinking about the Rams, but before the reasons I kind of explained, I had to go with the Bucks for the NFC or otherwise Packers. But yeah, that's great.
Okay, who hasn't else made their prediction, or is that everybody now?
Nobody. David and Nick, you want to do? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? You want to predict? Or-
If I'm picking a dark horse, I'm picking the Chargers.
Nice. That's a
Like
good
it.
one.
Ooh,
That's a very
that's,
nice one.
the mercenaries of the NFL.
I like that as well.
I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers versus
Patriots.
He doesn't think the Patriots are going to reach the playoffs, so not here.
the Buffalo Bills.
All right,
49ers. Ooh,
DJ.
okay.
I'm going. I like the Eagles to go and do it again, but they're not going to do it. I don't think this year.
Ooh,
They got a team. They got a decent team this year.
they have.
The
They
Eagles.
really have.
I'm
Still.
going Bengals Tampa.
Nice. That's
Yep.
a good one.
Good one.
Ooh, Bengals go back to
Bengals.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like
And
to see that happen.
I think they'll do it this time.
Yeah, it'd be a great Super Bowl. I think.
I think Bengals are going to go back.
That's
We
actually,
don't-
you know what? That's the Super Bowl I'd like to see the most.
Yeah, that'd be a great
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
I think Burrow has a
and we-
lot of Tom Brady in him.
And we can
Bengals
no
are
longer,
not a team you can't dislike. For me,
No.
in my opinion, it's nice.
if they do end up winning the Super Bowl this year, we cannot refer to them as the Bungles anymore.
No,
So,
no. But yeah,
okay, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. You lot have been absolutely amazing as always. We are all set and all ready for the game against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. It will be live on Sky Sports, so hopefully we can get the W. 3 of us have predicted not. Hopefully we're proved wrong. That is the end of our show, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Whether you've been watching on Facebook, whether you've been watching on Twitter. Obviously, if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Pat's Touchback and also on Facebook as well as. My name is Carl, DJ, Nick, Henrik, Luke. Let's go Patriots. Come on.